What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of 101 Sports and Cards. Always on Nathan Holloway, and with me, Jared Jones.
Yeah.
Starting in the NFL, where the Panthers owner was fined $300,000 for throwing a drink at a fan. Good for the Jets cut Dalvin Cook. Expected to sign anywhere because he's not good. The 49ers and Ravens both clinched the 1 seed, and the Bears clinched the first pick in the draft, which we'll talk about before the draft, because I don't want to get into it. Week 17 recap. The Browns beat the Jets 37-20. Joe Flacco, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. David Njoku, 134 receiving yards. The Cowboys escaped the Lions on a questionable officiating call, 20-19. Dak had 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. CeeDee Lamb had 227 yards and a touchdown. He also set the record for the most receptions and receiving yards in a season in Cowboys history. It's impressive because they've had some pretty good wide receivers over the years. Broncos took down the Chargers 16-9. Jarrett Stidham had 224 yards and a touchdown. Packers dominated the Vikings 33-10. Jordan Love, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for a touchdown. He was the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And Jaden Reed had 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Ravens blew out the Dolphins 56-19. Lamar had 321 yards and 5 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 106 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill's week continues to get worse. His house got caught on fire today. He's fine. Out of this game, did Lamar close out the MVP?
Yeah.
I agree. Although I hate that he... Not because I don't like Lamar. No, I want to go... I mean, him and Brock. Brock Purdy's probably not going to play this week. Lamar's not playing this week. The Bills escaped the Patriots 27-21. Josh Allen, 169 yards and a pick. He also had 44 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. The Bears dominated the Falcons 37-17. Justin Fields, 268 yards, a pass, and a rush touchdown. DJ Moore, 159 yards and a touchdown. Cole Herbert, 124 yards, a touchdown on the ground. Colts beat the Raiders 23-20 to keep their playoff hopes alive. Minshew, 224 yards and a touchdown. Aiden O'Connell played well at 299 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Jaguars blanked the Panthers 26-0. CJ Beathard, who started in place of Trevor Lawrence, had 178 yards. Travis Etienne had 102 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. The Texans blew out the Titans 26-3. Stroud was back. He threw for 213 yards and a touchdown. Of course, Will Levis got hurt again for the Titans. The Rams escaped the Giants 26-25 after Mason Crosby missed the game-winning field goal. Stafford had 317 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Kyron Williams, 87 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Tyrod Taylor had 319 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. With that win, the Rams clinched a playoff spot. The Cardinals upset the Eagles in Philly 35-31. Kyler Murray, 232 yards and 3 touchdowns, also had a pick. James Conner, 128 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. The Saints beat the Buccaneers 23-13 to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they could win the division. Derek Carr, 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Baker, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 49ers blew out the Commanders 27-10. Brock Purdy, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell had 80 yards and a touchdown after McCaffrey got hurt. Ayuk, 114 yards and a touchdown. The Steelers beat the Seahawks 30-23. Mason Rudolph, 274 yards. Najee had 122 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Geno Smith had 290 yards and a touchdown. The Steelers, of course, can still make the playoffs. They need a lot of help. The Chiefs escaped the Bengals 25-17. Harrison Butker had 6 field goals. He was the best player in this game. Mahomes, 245 yards and a touchdown. Pacheco, 130 rushing yards. And Jake Browning had 197 yards and a touchdown. So playoff update in the AFC. The Ravens have clinched the 1 seed. The Dolphins are the 2 seed right now. They have clinched a playoff spot. Of course, the game this weekend, which we will cover here in a second, against the Bills is for the division. The Dolphins could either be the 2 seed or they could fall to the 6 seed, as the Browns will be the 5 seed. The Chiefs have the 3 seed. They clinched their division. Number 4 is the Jags. They could win the division with a win over the Titans this weekend. They could also find themselves out of the playoffs. The Browns, they are the 5 seed, and they will be the 5 seed. 6 is the Bills. If they beat the Dolphins, they win the division. They'll be the 2 seed. If they lose, they're more than likely going to be out of the playoffs. And then 7, the final spot is the Colts. Of course, they have a big game against the 8 spot, the Texans, and then the Steelers are 9, who can still make it in. In the NFC, the 49ers, they've clinched the 1 seed. The Cowboys, of course, they've clinched a playoff berth. They will win the division with a win this weekend since the Eagles decided to go out and lose to the Cardinals. The Lions, they are the 3 seed since they clinched the division. They cannot move up. The Buccaneers are the 4th seed. If they win this weekend, they clinch the division. 5 is the Eagles. They've clinched a playoff spot. They could still win the division with a win and a Cowboys loss, which probably isn't going to happen because they're playing the Commanders. The Rams, they've clinched a playoff spot. They will be the 6th seed. 7 is the Packers. If they win against Chicago this weekend, they are in. If they lose, more than likely going to be out. 8 is the Seahawks. 9 is the Saints. 10 is the Vikings. And 11 is the Falcons. The Vikings and Falcons need a lot to happen. The Vikings need everybody to lose and for them to win, so they're basically eliminated. The Falcons, they can still win the division. I don't know how, probably because the NFC South is the worst division. It's Week 18 preview. Saturday, Steelers and Ravens. Nobody for the Ravens is playing. They're benching everybody. The Steelers need a lot of help, but they could make it up.
I'm still going Ravens.
I'm going with the Steelers. Texans and Colts, this will be more than likely for the last spot. And also, whoever wins this game can also win the division. Because I don't think I didn't put the Jags and Titans game on here. Trevor Lawrence is still battling an injury, and the Titans somehow always beat the Jags. So there's a very good chance this could be for the division.
Texans.
I'm also going with the Texans. That Colts secondary is bad. They made Aiden O'Connell look amazing last week. Falcons and Saints. The Saints can win the division with a Buccaneers loss and a win by them. The Falcons need to win. They need a Buccaneers loss, and they could win the division.
Saints.
I'm going with the Saints. Rams and 49ers. 49ers, they're probably not going to play anybody. Kyle Shanahan hasn't ruled anybody out. More than likely, they don't need to play for anything. They're the 1 seed. Who wins?
Rams.
I'm also going with the Rams. I don't know if the Rams are going to play anybody either. Because, they're in. Sunday night is the biggest game of the weekend. Bills and Dolphins.
Bills.
Also going with the Bills. The Dolphins are... the Bills narrowly escaped the Patriots last week. It's hard to play in Foxborough. The Dolphins have gotten beat down. And then the biggest game for me, Packers and Bears.
Bills.
How dare you? You said last week that the Packers are going to make the playoffs. How dare you pick against us? Go Pack, go. It's in Green Bay.
Can you guys beat the Bears now?
We did week 1, and Jordan Love has been one of the best quarterbacks since week 11. And on to the association. The Knicks traded R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, a 2024 second-round pick to the Raptors for OG Anunoby, Precious Achua, and Malachi Flynn. Who won this trade?
Definitely the Raptors.
Yeah, it was the Raptors. I get trading RJ because RJ's been he hasn't lived up to what he was supposed to be.
Hype.
But Emmanuel Quickly, who shouldn't have been coming off the bench anyway in New York, he should have been the starting shooting guard. But he's going to be great with the Raptors. And this is great for the Spurs because we have the Raptors pick as long as it is not a top 3 pick. So they are going to win games. Of course, the first game without OG Anunoby, they lost, and that also ended the Pistons' 28-game losing streak. It finally happened. Wingstop was probably overrun with people in Detroit.
Probably not chicken wings.
But it's about time. They've already started. Hey, maybe they go to break their own record. The Thunder are the hottest team. They've won 5 straight. They're now just a game back at the Timberwolves. Of course, the Celtics lead the East. The Thunder beat the Celtics last night. Not much in the NBA to talk. We go to baseball. Wander Franco was arrested in the Dominican Republic.
Pretty much over now.
Yep. Of course, he was arrested not because of the allegations against him. He was arrested because he did not show up to court. But the investigation is still going on. It's
not looking good.
The Reds signed Frankie Montas to a 1-year, $16 million deal. I wanted your thoughts on that.
It's solid. Not the best name. He's hit or miss. He has a good game. It's really good, but he has a bad game. It's bad.
Should just went out and got Blake Snow.
Yeah.
And the Braves acquired Chris Sale from the Red Sox in exchange for Vaughn Grissom. Did you like the move?
I do.
I like it for both sides.
Yeah.
Vaughn, they clearly last year they showed that he wasn't going to play. And
they believe in Orlando Osceola more.
Chris Sale, if he could stay healthy and not fall off of bicycles.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
I think the Braves will develop him. Well, like he needs developing, but work on his mechanics.
Good for him, though, getting out of Boston. Boston's going to be so bad this year.
Yeah. Now he's going to be on a World Series team.
Of course, who knows when all these other free agents are going to sign, if they sign.
Yeah.
Because we're
closing in.
We're about a month and a half away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Who knows? We're into college football. Number 1, Michigan took down number 4, Alabama in overtime, 27-20. J.J. McCarthy had 221 yards and 3 touchdowns. Blake Corum, 83 yards and a touchdown on the ground. It was a very good game. So I don't know what Alabama was doing on that last play.
Just went straight to the middle.
Michigan deserved it. Number 2, Washington.
That ended up being a great game.
Took down number 3, Texas, 37-31. It shouldn't have been close. I'll get to that in a second. Michael Penix Jr., 430 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's going to play his way as a top 10 pick. He should have been anyway. How he threw the ball and the deep passes is just unbelievable.
He's got a cannon.
I was watching the Pat McAfee show today, and they had Michael Lombardi, 3-time Super Bowl winning GM, on the show. And he started comparing him to Tua, but he's better than Tua because he has better accuracy, a better arm.
Speed.
Not to take any away from Tua. But this game shouldn't have been close. There's no reason Texas should have got the ball back at the end of the game. All you had to do was take a knee multiple times, take a knee 3 times, and then you punt it back. They're probably going to have like 10 seconds left. Instead, you run it 3 straight times. On that 3rd time, your running back gets hurt, which stops the clock. It was poor clock management, poor play calling. But hey, they ended up winning because Quinn Ewers couldn't learn how to throw a touchdown because he's overrated. I thought they were going to bring an orange man, to be honest, because Quinn looked crap. Of course, next Monday is championship game. It is number 2 Washington, number 1 Michigan. Of course, we both picked Texas to win. We were both wrong, which I knew we were going to be wrong anyway because Texas always finds a way to screw. So who wins the championship?
The Huskies.
I'm also going with Washington. I think they're going to be able to tear apart this Michigan defense, and they can score points a lot better than Michigan.
They have more options, too. Well, depends on running back.
Oh, yeah, if he's out.
That's the number 1, isn't it? The 1.
I am going to go with Washington. I mean, I don't care who wins. I'd be fine. Although I hate Michigan, I would love to see Jim Harbaugh win a college championship.
That's to be the accused.
In the season that he was suspended over half the year, and then end his college football run on top because he's going to be an NFL head coach next year. Because there's no way he's going back to college after everything that they've put him through. So other bowl games that happened: number 25 Kansas State took down number 18 NC State 28-19. Number 14 Arizona beat number 12 Oklahoma 38-24. Number 16 Notre Dame dominated number 19 Oregon State 40-8. Number 9 Mizzou took down number 7 Ohio State 14-3. It was a terrible game.
Yeah.
Number 11 Ole Miss took down number 10 Penn State 38-25. Like I said, because Penn State isn't that good. Neither is number 6 Georgia blew out number 5 Florida State 63-3. But yet after Alabama lost, Florida State players, I don't know if you saw this, but Florida State players decided to take their minds to Twitter and post that they should have been in Alabama spot. You can't be saying that when you just got absolutely murdered by 60 and you didn't even try. Yeah, you can say, well, like 29 players didn't suit up for the game because they just gave up on the team. Who cares? You would have done the same. That you would have had the same thing happen against Michigan. So thank you, Georgia, for shutting up everybody for saying Florida State. Number 13 LSU took down Wisconsin 35-31. Screw you, Wisconsin. Love that whole game. Disappointing. Happy for next year with Tyler Van Dyke. Number 8 Oregon dominated number 23 Liberty 45-6 in Bo Nix's last game in college. And number 21 Tennessee blanked 17. I said Iowa couldn't get shut out. That's what they had to play for, and what did they do? They got shut out. 35.
Again.
So there's one game left in college football. Next Monday, we'll recap it next. On to college basketball, the new rankings. Nobody has even paid attention to college basketball this last week because nobody even cared. Because college football. Number 1's Purdue, number 2's Kansas, number 3 is Houston, number 4 is UConn, number 5 is Tennessee. So games over the last week. Last Wednesday, San Diego State upset number 13 Gonzaga 84-74. On Saturday, number 10 Marquette took down number 22 Creighton 72-67. And Florida Gulf Coast upset number 7 FAU 72-68. I remember when I'm old enough to remember when Florida Gulf Coast made a run in March Madness quite a few years ago. I kind of forgot they were a school. And number 4, Arizona got upset by Stanford 100-82 on Sunday. Games to watch Friday is a big game in the Big Ten. Number 9, Illinois at number 1, Purdue. And then Saturday, number 8, UNC versus number 16, Clemson. And number 22, Ole Miss versus number 5, Tennessee. And on Tuesday, number 12, BYU versus number 18, Baylor. So moving on to other sports, PGA. The Tournament of Champions is this weekend. The PGA officially starts technically their season's already started. But this is when actual good players will be playing. Naomi Osaka won for the first time in her comeback since giving birth to her child. She then lost in the second round. She probably cried about it as well. Novak Djokovic also lost today, lost to Alex de Minaur after suffering a wrist injury.
Kind of need a wrist tennis.
No. So that's all I have. It's not going to be as long as last week because there's nothing really to talk about. Next week we'll be giving we'll recap college football championship game on Monday. Be sure to watch that. It's going to be a great game.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
I feel like it's either going to be a blowout or a super low-scoring game. And the blowout, I think, is going to be Washington. Because the way Michigan played,
they didn't play that well. No.
Their defense did, though.
Yeah, that was why Washington put up so many points against Texas. Texas' defense is trash. Technically, their offense is kind of trash, too. Also, preview and give our playoff predictions for the NFL, including our Super Bowl pick. And one of us may be picking a spicy Super Bowl champion. Well, not a Super Bowl champion. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Because my preseason's still on. Not to say it's me. It could be him. He could pick somebody. I don't know.
Vikings, baby.
The Vikings aren't even going to be in the play.
Jaren Hall.
Jaren Hall got benched. Nick Mullins is now starting again. Enjoy football this weekend. Pick a game that's actually competitive because there's going to be a lot of blowouts because there's not a lot of teams playing their starters. The best game is going to be on Saturday and Sunday night. We'll preview that next week, recap this week's, and hopefully some baseball players sign because
been a boring offseason.
It has. That's all I have. Thank you guys for listening. Let's come back here next week. Peace.